Hi everybody. Today we are going to learn how to hold the frog and then how to pull the bow through the teepee tube while holding the frog. Okay, so you will need your instrument. You will need your toilet paper tube. If you forget how to strap that on, go back to the previous video on the balance point and you can figure that out. Okay, you also need your bow, and go ahead and tighten your bow. Okay, now a couple of ways to know if your bow is tight. Okay, we went over this in the previous video, but I'll review it real quick. So first, the pencil test. Okay, so you can stick your pencil right in the middle, and then as I tighten the bow, okay, once it falls out, okay, that's pretty close. Okay, remember you should also have a bend in the stick. Okay, if the stick is straight, it's way too tight. And then your pressure test. Okay, so you should be able to touch the stick to the hair with about a 4 or a 5. You shouldn't have to press super hard. Okay, so your bow, your instrument with a teepee tube, and your metronome, and my metronome is set to 69. Okay? Okay, so what I did is I took stickers and I decorated my frog. No, I put a sticker everywhere where you have to put a finger. Okay, so let's talk about finger placement first. Let's talk about the thumb. Thumb is the trickiest one. Okay, so you can see that the thumb does not go on the frog. It does not go in this hole. Okay, it actually is on the stick. Okay, it's right between the frog and the grip. Okay, so my thumb has to go right there in that corner. Okay, now this gap, okay, for violin viola should be very small. So as I turn that hair in, okay, you can see there's a very small gap here between my nail and the hair. Okay, and then the thumb is kind of under the stick, pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, so that's a tricky one. Make sure that your thumb stays bent. Okay, first finger. So you have a grip, the very center of the grip. Okay, that is where your first finger goes. Okay, and you notice I have first knuckle, second knuckle. Okay, I want that finger hanging way over the stick. Okay, middle finger, second finger. So this silver piece, that's called the ferrule. Say ferrule. Okay, and your middle finger is going to cover up that ferrule. And you want the fingertip to kind of glue itself to the ferrule. You don't want to squeeze, but you don't want your fingers to stick out like this. Okay, third finger. Okay, ring finger goes right in the middle of the frog. So you might have a dot there already. Just cover up that dot. Okay, and then pinky. Okay, so the pinky actually goes on top of the bow. Okay, right like that. See how it's close? It's not out here. Pretend your pinky's allergic to silver. You don't want it on the silver. Okay, bring it in close to the rest of the hand. Okay, so thumb is bent. Okay, thumb is on the stick between the grip and the frog. Okay, first finger in the middle of the grip, second finger on the ferrule, third finger in the middle of the frog, and pinky is up top. Okay, and just make sure that your fingers curl over. Don't let them stick out like this. Okay? So you can do some push-ups, do some circles, do some windshield wipers. Okay, and just get used to holding the frog. Now you have two methods to approach the frog. So we already learned the balance point, right? So you can go to the balance point and then just slide down and stop when your thumb gets to its spot. Okay. Method number 2. If you don't like that method. Okay. Method number 2. Hold on with your left hand. Take your right hand, put your fingers on first, and get them all lined up. Okay. Then, without looking, can you add your thumb? Okay. You're just going to add your thumb by feeling that gap between the grip and the frog. Okay. Why are you not allowed to look? If you look, you might go like this, which is really bad. We don't want that. We want the wrist nice and straight. Okay, so fingers first, then add your thumb. Okay, reach out, reach out, reach out. Make sure that wrist and knuckles is nice and flat. Okay, we don't want this. And we certainly don't want this. Okay, so nice and flat. Do some push-ups. Do some teeter-totters. Okay, do some in and out. Just get those fingers nice and flexible. Okay, and when you let go of your left hand, go vertical so that you don't have a pinky freak out, right? The dreaded pinky freak out. You want your pinky to stay bent and relaxed. Okay, so how is this different than bowing through the tube at the balance point? The difference is you have more bow, right? So you're going to open your elbow a little bit more. So go ahead and go inside your tube. And then as you pull, you're going to notice my elbow just opens up a little farther. Okay. Wrist is relaxed and flexible. Knuckles are relaxed and flexible. Hair is facing slightly towards the bridge. Okay. Now, depending on how long your arms are, you might not be able to get all the way to the tip. Okay, so if you get here and your elbow is already straight, stop. Don't go any farther. Okay? If your elbow is already straight and you keep going, your bow is going to go crooked. Okay, so maybe you leave a couple of inches. If you're tall or you have long limbs, try to get the tip all the way into the tube. Try to get the tip to disappear into the tube. Are you going all the way up to your hand, right? Don't stop here. Go all the way in. Okay, so turn on your metronome. Metronome's at 69. Start out with some half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then do some quarter notes. Nice and smooth. Wrist, elbow, shoulder all working together. Keep the bow nice and straight. Okay, it's a great exercise to do in front of a mirror. Okay, then long tones, whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can do all different combinations of quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. Okay, so that's the frog. Practice with the tube for now. We will take the tube off in a little while, but for now, keep the tube on the violin so that you can keep a nice straight bow and just work on keeping everything nice and relaxed and smooth and fluid and easy. Okay, thank you.